Hey yo, what is good, my fellow masters? So kind of funny story, I had just uploaded my Back to School 2023 campaign overview video about the time when the server maintenance just started, so just around 2100 PDT, when lo and behold there was a new update to the Back to School campaign announced on FGO USA's site and their Twitter or X, whatever, and it was a pretty huge piece of news. That mystery aspect to the campaign, the one where they teased it was going to be unique to the English version of FGO, well, we didn't have to wait long to find out what they had planned. A new type of GSSR, or Guaranteed Summon, for one of 21 limited SSRs was announced. Its purpose is really to help out new players just starting the game, but veterans need not worry, it's open to current players as well. It's a permanent feature, and as of August 15th and onwards, when a new player has cleared Section 3, the first quest arrow of the Fuyuki Singularity, then this Start-Guaranteed Summon banner will become available. It has a time limit of 30 days from when it is first available, and if the summon is not performed within that time, it will disappear. For current or returning players, provided that part of Fuyuki has been completed, this Start-GSSR will be available when they first log in, and the 30-day countdown begins from there. There is an indicator of how many days left on the timeline remain to, help out absent-minded masters like me. Of course, there is a caveat to the guaranteed part of this summoning banner. It requires paid Saint Quartz. So unfortunately for new players, all of that free SQ you gain from the regular Start Dash campaign and the like will not count towards this GSSR. The good news, on the other hand, is that compared to normal GSSRs, which occur during the New Year's and Anniversary campaigns, January and July respectively, it is actually 3 Saint Quartz cheaper. Normally, GSSRs cost 15 paid quartz. Now, it doesn't really seem like that big of a deal, a 3 SQ difference, but it helps in the aspect of which of the Saint Quartz packs to purchase. All of the SQ packs have paid and bonus free SQ included in their total amounts. So for normal GSSRs that need 15 paid SQ, this 12 plus 6 bonus quartz pack would not actually be enough. Fortunately for this Start-GSSR, it is, and you just need to buy this one pack and you're good to go. Once you have the adequate paid SQ ready and hit that summon button, then you are certain to summon one limited 5-star servant from the pool of 21. And that's pretty much it. Once you perform this guaranteed summon, the banner disappears as it's only a one-time thing, unfortunately. Now, what about the 21 SSR servants that you can potentially summon with this? Well, they are all limited servants that were released throughout the main story part 1, which means servants from around the first couple of years of FGO NA, give or take. But that's not to say it's a bad group or anything. A 5-star servant is still a 5-star servant, especially if you're just new and trying to build up your servant roster. And personally, there are plenty of servants in this pool that I still use relatively frequently. Plus, with interlude and rank up quests to upgrade their various skills and noble phantasms, all of them can perform solidly, I'd say. Some obviously perform better than others, but you just gotta roll with it and use what you have, right? More so for the benefit of new masters, I'll just briefly go over the servants that can potentially be summoned. The single target Arts Saber Nero Bride. She's a really good hybrid support unit to have in one's roster. She can buff an ally's MP gen, their attack, even heal them, plus fill their MP gauge a decent amount. She can also dish out the MP damage, being one of the more powerful ST Sabers if she uses her buffs for herself. Another powerful single target saber, but of the quick variety, Okita Soji. More of a pure attacker and one capable of some potent critical attacks, which will further improve with a future interlude buff. Okita can get you through many types of battles. The saber version of Ryogi Shiki from the Garden of Sinners part of the Nasuverse is an AoE Art Saber, and a pretty potent one for general MP damage compared to other AoE sabers of similar MP level. After a rank up, Saber Shiki's MP can ignore defense, cleanse your party's debuffs, and even charge the party's MP gauge by 10%. Archer Artoria Pendragon. This summer version of Seba is widely regarded as one of the best arts looping single target units in the game, and this reputation actually came before Castoria of the arts meta support fame. So yeah, Archer Artoria is a great unit to have. Then there is Gilgamesh with his near absolute servant devastating NP Enema Elish. This AoE Buster Archer is one of my favorite servants, and using him helped me get through past so many different boss battles when I first started out. Another great unit to have. The so-called useless goddess, Ishtar, she was one of the biggest reasons why I started playing FGO, as I adored her in the Babylonia anime. She's a great AoE Buster Archer to have and can do well in both farming and taking out bosses with her attack buffs and large NP battery. Brynhildr, the single target Buster Lancer. A pretty solid unit in my opinion, with a niche against certain servant units that have the Brynhild's beloved trait, which there are a lot of, so it can be useful enough in certain servant boss battles. The second Lancer in the pool is Skaha, who is also a single target, but this time with a quick pace MP. She is an incredibly potent unit that does very well against boss enemies that are either divine or undead, and if they're both, the amount of damage she does is amazing. I think she's a great servant who excels at boss killing. The Lancer Summer version of Tamamo no Mae is a solid single target buster unit that does extra damage with her MP against male enemies, so she has a very relevant niche that can make her a good choice when facing male servants in boss battles. The Lone Rider class servant in the pool, it's everyone's bro, Iskandar. He has the distinction of doing the most general MP damage among AoE riders and can buff the party's attack, MP damage, and crit damage. But the lack of an NP battery in his skill set does hinder him somewhat in farming setups. Of course, there are always ways around that. Castorelia I covered in my back to school video, but with her newly added NP battery from her rank up, she is capable of firing off her powerful single target buster MP with greater ease. Overall, I think she is a solid ST caster to have in your roster when the situation calls for brute force power from an NP. The arts type Leonardo da Vinci is currently the most powerful AoE caster in terms of general non-trait effect MP damage, and she will get a buff in the future that will make her even stronger. She's got a number of tools at her disposal, like a large MP battery, a skill-based ignore invincibility, and an ignore defense effect on her MP. She would definitely work well as your main AoE caster. And now for the servant in the pool that I think is the jackpot if I was just starting out in the game. The support type caster Merlin. He's the only pure support unit among the 21 SSRs and will be a huge asset in anyone's roster. He can buff your party's attack, heal them per turn, charge their MP gauge directly and per turn, and constantly supply crit stars and provide a party-wide one-turn invincibility. If you're able to summon him in this GSSR, there is no doubt in my mind he will become indispensable in your journey through the singularities. Next up is a solid AoE Buster Assassin, Cleopatra. She has a bit of everything in her skill set, able to increase her attack and defense, provide some healing for herself, charge her MP gauge per turn, cleanse her debuffs, and survive an enemy's NP attack with a one-turn invincibility. For single target assassin duties, there is the quick-based Mysterious Heroine X. MHX has come a long way since she was first released into the game. Over the years, all of her skills and MP have received upgrades, and now she's a very solid ST assassin in my opinion, though I am biased towards Saberfaces. For general MP damage, she's actually quite powerful and sits currently at second from the top in the English version of FGO. Then we have another AoE assassin, the arts-based Shuten Doji. She is very powerful, currently doing the most MP damage among her fellow AoE assassins on a per MP level basis, and her MP inflicts a slew of debuff effects on enemies, like reducing their attack, defense, NP damage, plus sealing their skills for a turn. All things that can come in handy in drawn-out battles. Minamoto no Raiko is the AoE berserker in the pool, and a very potent buster one at that. Perhaps overshadowed by more recent AoE buster berserkers. Regardless, I think Raiko is a very capable unit with the ability to dish out buffed critical attacks and can deal extra damage against Earth or Sky attribute servants, along with demonic enemies. In the future, she will get an NP battery to help her fire off her MP more frequently. And next to Raiko is one of her 4 Heavenly Kings, Sakata Kintoki, a single target buster unit. His skills are fairly simple, but one of them is an MP battery of up to 50%, which should not be understated. Having that really helps with using Kintoki's MP, currently doing the most general single target damage among berserkers, and it ignores defense as well. Then the first of the 3 extra class servants in the pool, the AoE Buster Ruler Amakusa Shiro. Being a ruler gives him a defensive advantage over the main classes in the game, with the Berserkers as an exception. To add to that advantage is his ability to remove the buffs from enemies prior to his NP damage taking effect. It's a powerful effect that not many servants have, so having Amakusa can definitely be an asset. Second to last on our list of servants is the AoE Quick Avenger Edmond Dantes. He just recently got a rank up, which gave him an NP battery of up to 30%. He was already one of the best quick NP loopers in the game, and now he's even better. I had the good fortune of obtaining Dantes early on when I first started playing, and he made things so much easier for me. Definitely a great servant to have. And then last but certainly not least is the single target Buster Avenger Jeanne d'Arc Alter. She has the highest attack stat among all servants in the game, and Jeanne Alter also does the most general single target MP damage among her peers as well. But in addition to her powerful MP is the fact that Jalter is a potent crit machine. Many a time when I got stuck on a boss in my early days, I would choose a support Jalter and she would get me through it without fail. And with the new Buster meta supports available, Jalter should be even more effective and fun to use. Now, unfortunately with the pool being 21 SSRs, that means the odds are not great that you will get the servant you want the most. Hopefully at the very least you will get one of your top 5 picks. But all in all, if you're just starting out, I think any of these SSRs can be used effectively to one degree or another, especially as you build up your servant roster. If I had to pick my top 5 as a new player, it would probably be Merlin as my number 1, Nero Bride for her support abilities, Gilgamesh or Ishtar, I'm kind of cheating here, Gil for his anti-servant NP, and Ishtar for her strong farming capability and being flexible to use in boss fights, Dantes for his omni farming ability, and Jalter for her powerful crits and single target MP. But that's just me, and it's colored by my biases and personal experience with these servants over the years. Like how I remember Jalter just being so incredibly effective whenever I used her. Who knows, it could be, seeing her through rose-colored glasses. Now to complement this Start GSSR, let's not forget that as a new player, there is also the special SSR Summon available to you. This lets you summon, for free, no SQ required at all, from a pool of 32 permanent and story-locked 5-star servants, and you get to pick the exact servant. No random chances involved. Man, this really is a good time for new players in the English version of FGO, and I hope it encourages more people to give the game a try. Now, who knows how long this Start GSSR feature will remain an NA exclusive. In the recent FGO Developer's Diary, second section story director Kano-san did mention that it's exclusive to the English version for now, quote unquote. So my fellow NA masters, let's just enjoy that NA Global got something first for once, shall we? Though, I'm hopeful there will be more to this back to school campaign. I would love to get another early quality of life update, because the precedent has been set now, and I think we'll always look forward to that possibility whenever a big campaign comes up. Kano-san did mention there is a special stream planned during the back to school campaign. No date announced, but let's hope it's soon. Most likely it will cover the summer 2023 pre-release and officially announce the Chaldea Summer Adventure event. But you never know what else they may have in store for us. Now, for your viewing pleasure, I will roll the Start GSSR on both of my accounts and hope I get something that I want. Always an adventure with the GSSR Gacha. And here we are. This is my main account that I will start with, and I'm hoping for... There are 3 units that I don't have, so I'm hoping for Cleopatra, Brynhild, and Summer Tamamo. That would be my jackpot. So 3 jackpots, since they would be brand new units. It's not too bad. The rest I have, I wouldn't mind extra MP copies for some of them, but for others, they would, like Ishtar, Gil, and Jalter, they would end up being unregistered spirit origins. So that would be not ideal. But let's just pray to the gacha gods that I don't get a USO out of this I'd really like, if I had to get, you know, a unit that I already have, I would love it to be either Shuten Doji and Summer Artoria. So a Summer Artoria priority over Shuten Doji for sure, since I want to try to MP5 Summer Artoria eventually. That's a long-term plan of mine for this account. So this would speed that up a little bit if she shows up here. All right, is this going to be the servant? Okay, that was going to spark there. I was like, oh, Brynhild or Summer Tamamo. If it's Skaha, I wouldn't mind that. Ooh, okay, yeah, Rainbow. Well, of course, we know it's going to be an SSR, so it's an Archer. Uh-oh. Oh, no! It's Gil. Not that he's bad, but that's a unregistered Spirit Origin. Oh, man. Oh, well. Them's the breaks. And I think these are the only SSRs that you can get in this banner, if I read the fine print correctly. Don't quote me though. Maybe I can at least get a 4-star servant. Or a K-scope for my trouble. Not quite what I had in mind for a CE, but there we go. All right, no 5-star CEs there. And I got Gil. Oh, man. Oh, well. Okay. Rebuilding my USO. I think that's my third one. I used one for Muramasa. I used... I didn't use one. I used 10 to get a copy of Muramasa, so... I am starting to collect them again, you know, somewhat unwillingly. But let's see how my alt account does. Be right back. Here we are on my alternate account, and I don't have the problem that my main has. I would basically, any one of the servants that shows up here will be very helpful. I think my top pick would be Ishtar, just to increase her MP level. So let's see what happens. Hopefully I can go 1 for 2. This really reminds me of like the earlier GSSRs with really large servant pools. The first one I participated in, I think, was 1 out of 25 that you could get, and that was the very first one. I didn't get who I wanted at all. It was like my least desired servant that showed up. But that's all right. He's still actually Lancer Skaha. Oh, Tamamo no Mei. All right, cool. At least this account has her, so maybe I won't feel pressured to roll for her on my main. Though I am greedy, so we'll never know. Okay, so I got Tamamo no Mei Summer, which is cool. Would have been nice if that was Skaha though, just to increase her MP level. So let's see. It's a new unit. I wouldn't say I went 1 for 2. I'd say maybe, that was like 0.5 for 2. Oh, these GSSRs, man. Sometimes they can be just... It's so rough. I mean, you know you're going to get an SSR, and of course, you know, you have your preferences, right? But it's just one of those things when you don't get exactly who you want. You get sort of like someone that you were sort of ambivalent towards. For this account, Summer Tamamo is definitely, you know, falls in that category. But that's cool. It's a new unit. I'll make it work. Oh, okay. What do we have here? Nita Chris, awesome. Okay, that's I'm actually really happy about that. To raise her MP level on this account. Because she is an awesome farming unit. All right. I mean, how can I not like her? I adore Tamamo. And there we are. So those are my 2 Star Task GSSR rolls. Yeah, it didn't quite work out as well as I'd hoped, but you know, that's just the way things go with FGO's Gotcha. I certainly hope you enjoyed this, the general overview, and of course these rolls. Please let me know in the comments who you got if you decided to roll on this Star Dash GSSR. I hope it went well if you have rolled already, and if you haven't, then I wish you the best of luck. Please leave a like. Don't forget to do that. That always helps out the channel. And yeah, I do want to do something for the hunting quests overview, but I am super behind now, like 2 days. So we'll see what happens. I'll get something out most likely tomorrow for the remaining days. Crossing my fingers. So thank you as always for watching. We'll see you in the next one. Cheers, everyone.